Oops, sorry about that. Mark and I share an account, and I accidentally played Tiger Fitness's thing. My bad. But I am very, very, very happy today. We are about to talk about why coddling fat people hurts everybody. And this is not about like trying to be mean. This is not about trying to hurt people's feelings. This is not trying to, in any way, cause any issues for anybody. What I want to point out is when we coddle people who are hurting themselves, we are not helping them, society, their families, anybody. It's a very serious issue we have in America and around the world, but definitely in America more. Because, very frankly, these people tend to hurt themselves while hurting society, and that's just a problem. It's a very expensive problem. As I went through yesterday, it's a hugely, hugely expensive problem, costing trillions of dollars a year in shared healthcare and other expenses. So we are just flat out, before anything, we are losing way too much money taking care of obesity. It is also directing far too much of our spending power towards foods that are hurting us. America is spending a tremendous amount of money hurting themselves and therefore hurting society. Like, we should not be spending money in that way. We should not be, as a collective, if we do want to have shared healthcare resources and shared food resources, we should not be investing the spending power of these things into hurting ourselves. But the most important thing, and I run across this often, and it kind of hurts my brain, but the most important thing about all of this, frankly, is that when we ignore people's problems to the point where, and a lot of times, we don't even ignore these people's problems. We kind of golf clap them on. Right now, I'm going viral on Twitter, which X whatever. It's at Alan Roberts now, by the way, the MFing COO. They finally gave me my name, my actual name, so which is great. But I shared a picture and I called it the pig of the day because this woman is just gluttoning herself, and I'm not even going to show it on here because honestly, YouTube is starting to take that type of stuff down, which they should have been a long time ago. I wish they would, but I have so many people in the comment section extremely upset by my very blunt and not meant to be nice, very realistic description of the woman, calling her a pig. The woman ingests, like, literally eats Milk Duds like cereal and is just gorging herself on camera. Like, this is a purposeful thing. To in any way, even ignoring it is dangerous for her, for society, for everybody. I encourage all of you to go look at it, and if you aren't following me already on Twitter, please do follow me because that's where I literally do most of my social media content. I don't do a whole lot in the community tab on X or on YouTube because basically YouTube hates me, and Instagram and TikTok won't let me post, and Instagram is a cesspool also. So go follow me on X and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's this woman gluttoning herself and people are defending it like, oh, just another man upset with women who are enjoying themselves. Like, to even think that eating 5,000 calories in a day should be considered enjoyment instead of self-harm is a complete failure of society, frankly. It's a completely ignorant failure of society in general. And I don't understand how anybody can see it any differently, right? Like, don't get me wrong. I make very sarcastic, sometimes mean-humored jokes. That's what I do. It's how I literally communicate. The only person I don't make mean jokes about is my wife, and it's because there's nothing mean to say, because she's amazing, right? I even make mean jokes about my dad and myself. I poke fun at myself constantly because I mean, it's funny. Like it's funny, right? Just to look at. But what I don't get is how people are more worried about that than the actual person, right? Like, so actually, let's do this real quick. I don't know how much of it I can actually show without getting my channel strict. Like, it's that bad, frankly. But we're going to it right now. Okay, so I can't even believe I'm going to show this. This is horrific, by the way. This does disgust me, and the person that's doing it does disgust me. It's because it is disgusting, uh, and I just want to like reach out to her dad and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" You know, like what is wrong with you, right? Because this this is tragic, right? Like I don't know how old this woman is, and somebody said, "Well, she's lost weight." I don't give a shit. She like I don't. If you were of a normal weight, if you were at a healthy weight and ate like this, I would still tell you you've got fucking problems, right? Because what you're having to do besides that is fucked up. Like that means you're starving yourself half the time. And she's lost some weight, but she's still morbidly obese. So you can't figure out if it's rage bait, feeder bait, or both. I think both, to tell you the truth. But just because, like, I've had a bunch of people talk about that too, where they're like, "This is just rage bait." Yeah, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about it. Okay, just ignoring it is not going to help because there are like one way or the other, it's going to get pushed. And when we don't discuss it, when we don't make it socially unacceptable, when we don't literally just take the stance of this glutton should not be coddled by society, because she shouldn't be. Like this woman, and I'm not going to put the sound up because the sound is so grotesque to me. But just hogging away, shaking her head. Look at how disgusting her table manners are too. It's gross, you know. Like it's horrific, you know. It gets way worse. It gets way worse. Way worse. By the way, I don't know what the fuck people do. Put milk in ice. That's gross all in itself. Just and smashing donuts. Just literally pig at a trough, shoveling food. Like like look at that. Like what the fuck? Chocolate bombs with milk as cereal. Like and look at her smiling. Like she knows she's upsetting people. And great, okay, you've got me pissed. You know why you've got me pissed? Because you're a fucking burden on society. That used to mean something, right? That used to mean like people would not want to be a burden to society because you know why? Society would reject it. But now we don't reject it. Now there are people in this comment section of this very video that are like, leave her alone. Oh, another man upset a woman enjoying herself. If you call this type of fucking self-harm enjoyment, you yourself have problems. Like you yourself have massive problems if you call this enjoyment. It's gross. But let's take a look down. Okay, let's go down here. I love this one. Look, Mom, I'm a content creator. I thought that was funny. You're the bitch of the day. So this fat woman, obviously very upset, by the way. Obviously very upset. And hang on, where are you from? France. France. You're really fat for France. Like really fat for France. Like you're fucking Tess Holiday fat for France. What's up, Richard? She's good metabolism. This is just rage bait. Like, yes, CJ, I know it's just rage bait. I get it. But that's not the issue. The issue is we should all make it so it's unacceptable, right? And it's not because it's rage bait that it should be unacceptable, right? It's not. It should be seen as unacceptable because she's hurting herself in society on purpose. Like, that's why. She's hurting herself and society on purpose, you know? It's kind of crazy to me. And this is why medical will never be affordable. It won't. Absolutely. It will never be affordable as long as we have this. A lot of people asking if it's a fetish thing. I mean, I get that people are asking if it's a fetish thing. It likely is a fetish thing, but I will tell you this right now: it's a disgusting fetish thing that hurts society. Like hurts all of society, and that's just unacceptable to me. So this is where we've gotten. This is what 10 years of coddling fatness and obesity and gluttony has gotten us to. It went from you don't know if I'm healthy or not when they're fucking clearly fat. Like just you can't tell by if I'm sick by looking at me. You're morbidly obese. You're unhealthy. There. I don't even need to be a fucking doctor. If your waist is almost as wide around as you are tall, you're fucking unhealthy. I don't give a shit what you say. If your stomach sticks out to the sides or the front more than your ribs and your hips, you're not healthy. It's just not happening. She had dessert at every meal. I mean, there's tons of people in here, by the way, that were pissed too, like pissed at me. And I get it. Like you don't like the word I used, but that's not what I'm saying, right? Just because, yep, this is right. It's getting bad on this side of the pond as well. I'm seeing more and more obese people. That sucks. That really sucks because it is one of the biggest oppressors in the world. It is a tool of oppression by media, social media. Like think about this: social media and media has made it so these people get paid for this content. Now, some social media entities are finally like holding to their terms of service agreement. I'm going to argue that they're going to use that to their advantage at some point in time too. But she's making money from it, right? And the social media entities and the media who get paid for by big food and big pharma, they're not going to stop this, right? They're not taking the side of the people. They're taking the side of the corporations. It's so weird that a lot of people that do this are also very anti-corporation. They're very anti-capitalism. When, like, if you're a fat person, you can't possibly call yourself anti-capitalism. You can't be an anti-capitalist and be morbidly obese. You can't be a climate change activist either. If you believe what you say, that putting more waste into the environment is bad for the environment, you can't consider yourself like pro-planet. You can't consider not only that, but you can't consider yourself a feminist if you are not telling other women not to make themselves fucking literally so sick that they're dependent upon the healthcare industry, right? Feminism would mean that women are independent and strong and can take care of themselves. That woman is not going to be able to take care of herself at all by the time she's 40 or 50. She's going to need serious help, right? Like in order for people to think in any way that you're independent, you can't be fat. You can't. Fat, sick, weak, and dependent. That's the goal of the corporations and our government, frankly. And if you just go, oh, let that person be there. So what? They've eaten 4 pizzas today. You don't give a shit about that person. You don't give a fuck about that person's life. You don't give a fuck about the society they live in. Pretending that it doesn't impact them and everybody else around them, including the entire country to a certain degree, because we do, unfortunately, have shared healthcare resources and shared food resources. And I do mean that very unfortunately. Like, I am at this stage, because we have people like that, because we have women and men that will glutton themselves to that big a fucking proportion on camera for money, I truly, truly, truly wish that it would be 100% out of pocket healthcare. If we could just have 100% out of pocket healthcare, it would make me very, very happy until we could square this shit away, because that shit is crazy. It's not in any way conducive to running a positive nation. I love how even our public health officials avoided saying it. Like, let's just take it on that stance. We can even go by, well, a couple years ago, we had a global pandemic that they told everybody that we needed to destroy our lives for. We needed to destroy the actual fucking country in order to, save grandma. And if you didn't like it, you literally were a grandma killer, right? You hated grandma. You wanted her to die because you didn't want to wear a diaper on your face and hide from a fucking cold, right? So when it got to, well, I'm healthy and I'll accept the risk, what was the first thing that people started saying? People that wanted you to take the jab or stay in or pro lockdown and blah, 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 blah. Well, you could be sick and get somebody else sick, which, by the way, is a stupid fucking thing when you know anything about viral spread. Asymptomatic spread is never a driver of a pandemic. There's not like people that are asymptomatic and spread the disease. That's not how that works, and it never has. It was a huge fucking lie, along with saying that natural immunity didn't exist, saying that asymptomatic spread existed. Both humongous lies. It's why you should never trust the public health sector ever fucking again. Right? One more time, would gladly debate it with anybody. But to even begin thinking that we should just be okay with fat people right now is crazy. Because besides age, being morbidly obese was the number one comorbidity linked to having bad COVID outcomes. Because basically, the people that do the dying of novel viruses, and frankly, the people who do the dying of viruses in general every fucking year are the elderly and the very immunocompromised. And by immunocompromised, I do mean diabetes, heart disease, kidney failure, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or just fatty liver disease. People that lifestyle themselves into fucking weakness of an elderly person. Like, if you have gluttoned yourself to the weakness of an elderly person, that's fucking crazy. That's just out and out insane. And it was used against us. Dr. Fauci even stated that the reason why we wanted everybody locked down is because we had an obesity epidemic, and if we just let it fly, there'd be way too many deaths. And that's unacceptable, which, first of all, I would like to understand why he gets to decide what is unacceptable. Because very frankly, my freedom's worth all your lives. That's how America is built. My freedom and my family's freedom to do whatever the fuck we want, that it's worth anything. It's individual liberty. We live in a constitutional republic. It should be based on rights first and then safety way down the fucking line. Way down the fucking line. It absolutely should be. I should be able to make my own decisions about the risks I want to take. And if I want to go to wherever I want to fucking go to because I'm not afraid of a fucking cold, I should be able to. But no, we said, hey, we got too many fat people. And we can't have that happen because we have too many fat people. Because elderly people, by the way, the elderly people that were in danger, we would have lost a lot less elderly people if, say, people like, Cuomo and the governor of Pennsylvania wouldn't have put COVID positive patients back in with elderly people who were so sickly that they needed to be in a nursing home. They murdered tens of thousands of elderly people to scare the rest of society into thinking that we should fucking close the world down. What those governors did was illegal before 2020. You can't, if you were an administrator for a skilled nursing facility or a nursing home and you admitted a resident that tested positive for a very contagious pathogen that could be dangerous to the population, the census of the building, you're asked to go to fucking jail. And that's how it used to work. But in 2020, we decided, no. That's actually policy. We need to take these people from a hospital who are still COVID positive and move them to nursing homes so we can kill the nursing homes. It looked like it was just murder. It looked like just mass murder. It was disgusting. But those people can normally, if we do the job right, isolate pretty well. And by the way, for those of you that are really like, well, what the fuck does he know? I actually helped write disaster policies, including outbreak policies for multiple counties in the United States when I was a healthcare executive. So if you think I'm just talking out of my ass, ask anybody that's written policies like that we know we should not put contagious people into fucking nursing homes that are full of sickly elderly people. So normally, it would be pretty easy to isolate them. You basically make it so that any visitor can only be from a distance. You make it so that they get tested ahead of time if they can. You make it so it's just on lockdown for a week or two, because if it's on lockdown for a week or two, it's normally passing. And it could have passed easily for us. Frankly, COVID was already passed when we even did 15 days, because very frankly, COVID entered the United States probably in mid-October of 2019 at the very latest. Early November of 2019, and went completely unchecked for 5 months before we were told to be afraid of it. Also a fact. So the people that were actually at the fucking danger of this shit were basically the elderly people and the morbidly obese people. And instead of us saying, hey, morbidly obese people, maybe we need to take this time to, stop being a fat fuck and unfatten yourself by controlling your appetite and trying to make it so you can be hunger-free and happy by, I don't know, not gorging yourself on ultra processed food like products all goddamn day long. No. We closed gyms and made it so beer delivery and McDonald's was still open, but we also then made it so there was no new TV being made, and it was just all fear porn about a cold. So if you are still morbidly obese to this day, understand this: you did not take any of that shit seriously at all. Many of these people who do this shit also talk about COVID and how they wore masks and all sorts of stupid shit. I got a newsflash for you: you're a lying sack of shit. If you were scared of COVID, actually at all, if you believed the shit that they actually said, your ass wouldn't be fat still. It is 6 years down the fucking road. You would not be a morbidly obese person if you were actually afraid of COVID. You wouldn't be. So you were either not afraid of it or you don't give a fuck about yourself, which are both kind of hypocritical. Well, one's hypocritical because if you acted afraid of it, but you are still fat, you weren't. You were just a liar. And you should fucking check yourself. But I just want everybody to understand that when we coddle fat people, it hurts everybody. You need to worry about why you're old and worried about other people. So I shouldn't be worried about other people. And why I'm so old is because I've managed to not eat myself to death as many of these people are, because I am an age that most of these people are not going to fucking see. You need to worry about your like logical progression skills, because you just sounded stupid. So you're not worried about anybody else. Okay, weirdo. I've seen videos showing that the videos from China of people expiring in the streets were faked AI generated videos. Of course they were. COVID was a cold. 0.05 infection fatality rate for the age of under 70, the original strain. And that doesn't include people that were in good shape at all. They also closed AA meetings. Are you fucking serious? Jesus, that's insane. That is insane. It really is. Completely nuts. Why the fuck? You're a Trump supporter, ain't you? No, I'm not necessarily a Trump supporter. Did I vote for him? Yes, because you guys put up a fucking mentally deficient motherfucker and then a mentally deficient fucking whacknut. But you can find plenty of stuff on my feed of me being very critical of Trump, too. I'm common sense citizen, as I've always said. So, but I love how people are like, you voted for this person, therefore evil. You cannot refute any facts I say, so run along, toddler. Let me see here. We're going to go, let me see here. Who are you? Fuck MAGA. Oh, zero followers. Zero. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay. Well, typical. Trolls used to be good. Trolls used to say funny shit. You know, they really did. Now they just fucking say stupid shit. Like, you guys have nothing. It's fucking wow. Anyway, whoop. Where am I at? There we are. Woo! Almost lost you guys. Let's see here. What's funny is that I got hassled by cops for jogging alone in the park, but they look the other way when the St. Fauci. Exactly. Went to a Yankees game, maskless, all that stupid shit. So listen, folks, I am going to call it a day a little early today. I am going to be back at 5 p.m. Eastern time tonight. I will hopefully have a nice large announcement for everybody. And I really, really, really wish that you would all join me then. Oh, excuse me. That's 6 p.m. Eastern, 5% Central, 5 o'clock Central. And here is where you can get our coaching special for Cyber Monday. We are just going to continue it ongoing. We are about to make some serious changes to our coaching. So this is an amazing deal. This is 6 months, $199.99. It is literally daily communication, weekly video conferences. We try to make sure that we adjust the person's lifestyle bit by bit by bit by bit by bit. So please do have a great, great, great day. Hook yourself up with some coaching, especially if you've had problems over the last 2 holidays. We can help you get your lifestyle together and keep it together. If you have weight cycled the same 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 plus pounds multiple times, we can help you lose the weight once and for all and keep it off. That's what we do. My name is Alan Roberts. God damn.